In the dim corners of a city that promised refuge, I stumbled upon a disaster that would redefine my understanding of trust and treachery. Fresh from the wounds of a divorce, I sought peace, but was instead ensnared by Palm, whose mysterious allure veiled a dangerous deception. Our seemingly innocent connection morphed into a catastrophic betrayal, stripping me of my limbs and leaving me to grapple with a harsh new reality. This record is a stark journey through the aftermath of misplaced trust, a raw and unflinching look at the devastation one person can wreak upon another's life. I am Barry. This journey to Chiang Mai wasn't one of exploration but escape. At 60, having recently retired and in the throes of finalizing a painful divorce, I sought solitude and maybe a slice of peace. Instead, I found Palm, whose presence promised not tranquility but a storm of emotions and danger I could never have anticipated. The serene ambience of a local massage parlor was where our worlds collided. Palm, her youthful spirit and an air of mystery starkly contrasted with the life I had known. Despite the vast gulf of years and experiences between us, an unlikely bond formed, one that quickly deepened beyond casual acquaintance. In the soft, ambient glow of the massage parlor where I first encountered Palm, her beauty was almost ethereal, transcending comprehension. If I were to draw a parallel to a figure familiar in the West, she reminded me of Taylor Swift, not so much in her demeanor, but in the graceful contours of her figure, a silhouette that carried the same elegant poise and youthful vitality. Her skin, white and fair, as if sculpted from porcelain, seemed to capture the gentle light, lending her an almost luminescent quality under the dim, soothing lanterns of Chiang Mai. Palm was a mystery. Her laughter was light and carefree, yet beneath it, I sensed layers of untold stories and secrets. Her beauty was not just surface deep, it was the mirror of a complex, hidden depth. With each shared moment, it became increasingly apparent that her past was a maze of shadows and whispers, a stark contrast to the bright, inviting persona she presented. The realization that Palm was fleeing from something, a shadowy chapter of her life that she was reluctant to reveal, cast a pall over our burgeoning connection. Despite the vast gulf of years between us, an unlikely bond had formed, one that quickly deepened beyond mere acquaintance. Yet as the days passed, the mystery of Palm's past began to weave itself into the fabric of our interactions, an ever-present specter looming over the promise of newfound companionship. The days passed uneventfully, each moment with Palm blending seamlessly into the next, like waves washing over the sand, constant and comforting. Our time together at the hotel was filled with laughter and shared stories, a welcome respite from the solitude that had marked my arrival in Chiang Mai. During one of these serene afternoons, Palm suggested we visit a club she knew, where, she implied, the night could be truly alive. I had my reservations. My youth in the States had seen its share of wild nights. Substances that blurred the lines of reality were not foreign to me. Yet there was a hesitation, a premonition, that this night might unfold differently. Still, the desire to immerse myself in Palm's world, to bridge the gap between our experiences, overrode my caution. The nightclub was throbbing with techno music, a stark contrast to the hype of Thai nightlife. Here, in the thrum of music and the haze of lights, drugs were as common as the air we breathed. It wasn't my first dance with such demons, but as the night progressed, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease creeping up my spine. Surrounded by a sea of unfamiliar faces, the effects of the substances we partook began to weigh heavily on me. My strength waned, my senses dulled. It was in this vulnerable state that the unimaginable happened. Palm, the person I had come to trust, turned on me. The cold press of a knife against my neck snapped me back to a harsh reality. Her voice, once sweet, was now laced with menace, demanding everything I had back in my hotel room. The moments that followed were a blur, a nightmarish spiral into darkness. When I next opened my eyes, the sterile white of a hospital room greeted me. The staff from the hotel had found me and arranged for my care, but the cost of the night's folly was steep. Both of my limbs were gone, a loss that words could hardly encompass. My abdomen, too, bore the marks of haste and necessity, cut open without proper care, leaving me to battle infection and a sea of unanswered questions. How had a quest for peace led me here? The trust I placed in Palm, the connection I thought we shared, had been a mirage. In the pursuit of understanding her world, I had ignored the whispers of caution, stepping unthinkingly into a trap that would alter the course of my life forever. As I lay in the hospital bed, a prisoner of my own body, the reality of my situation began to crystallize. The vibrant life I had known, filled with the promise of new beginnings and the allure of love, had been irrevocably altered. With its serene landscapes and hidden depths, Chiang Mai had become the stage for a personal tragedy I could never have anticipated. The days were long and filled with a cacophony of emotions, anger, betrayal, and an overwhelming sense of loss. Not just the loss of my limbs, but the loss of trust, of the belief in the goodness of those we choose to let into our lives. Pom, with her youthful exuberance and mysterious past, had been a beacon for me, a light guiding me through the darkness of my post-divorce existence. Yet that light had been a mirage, leading me not to salvation, but to my downfall. The following police investigation was a blur of faces and questions, a futile attempt to piece together the events of that fateful night. Pom had vanished like a ghost, leaving behind only the echoes of her deceit. The club, the drugs, the betrayal. It all seemed like a twisted nightmare, yet the scars marring my body were proof of its grim reality. As I recount this tale, the details are etched into my memory with painful clarity, and I am aware of the skepticism it might evoke. It's a story straddles the line between the believable and the fantastic, a tale of love found and lost in the shadows of Chiang Mai. Yet it is my story, as real to me as the pain that courses through me with every heartbeat. This narrative, with its twists and turns, moments of joy and profound despair, is a testament to the unpredictability of life. It reminds us of the dangers of misplaced trust and the cost of opening one's heart in a land far from home. As I pen these final words, I am acutely aware that they might serve as my last message to you. Whether you believe me or not is a decision that lies in your hands. My journey, with its highs and lows and moments of clarity and confusion, might seem like a cautionary tale, but it is a slice of my reality. This is a story I had. It is up to you to believe me or not, as this story might be the last message I have for you, reader.